It tastes like shoe leather. You know when you get a new shoe
Yeah.
from the box in a shoe shop or a new pair of trainers, and you get them out of the box, and there's this weird smell they have? This is what this burger tastes like.
Boo Foons, mystery investigators.
Off the case.
You know, I made omelets this morning because apparently it's supposed to stop me feeling hungry. And I put jalapenos in it as well. I just put jalapenos in everything.
Yeah, to be fair, I tend to just go, you know what this needs? Hot sauce. I told you about the rice that I made the other day, didn't I?
Tell me again.
It was stupidly. I wanted to make chili rice.
Okay.
So I wanted the rice to be spicy because I don't really like. One of the main reasons why, when I don't know if we've ever been out for a curry together, but I don't tend to order rice.
Yeah, do you remember we went down to that curry place and we asked for the hottest thing they had,
Yes.
and neither of us broke a sweat.
Yeah. Welcome to Boo Foons, off the case. I'm Stan.
And I'm Steve. Sorry, I'm eating.
And it's good that you're eating because, funny enough, that's what we're going to talk about with Off the Case. We've already started talking about food. We might as well just, continue talking about it, but, not waste this recording time and just talk about food. Why not? But yes, I did take you to my favourite Indian restaurant in, Bedford, where I live. And yes, I did introduce you to the owner and the chef who make some very nice curry, but they always, as soon as I walk in, they know that I want it spicy. And the problem is you and I have the same thing in common where we both love spicy food, hot food that would make most people explode in seconds after eating it.
Yep, and I got to say, even my Indian friends don't eat the hot food I eat. I had for work the other day. One of the guys from Leicester came down to Plymouth, and he asked if he wanted anything. I said, just bring me the hottest, spiciest thing you can. So he brought me these atomic, whatever they were. I don't know what, but they're supposed to be like the hottest thing.
Right.
They weren't. They were just so mild. It was crazy. And he kept saying, oh, don't be careful in case you burn yourself. It's like, seriously.
Yeah.
No. But it's got to taste good. It can't just be heat. It has to have flavour too.
It has. I remembered do you remember that spicy pickle that you bought a load of spicy pickles and you gave me one? And there wasn't so much a flavour there. It was just heat, and that was it. And I'm not a massive lover of pickles anyway. And I remember just going, there is nothing really to this pickle other than it's hot.
Heat.
Yeah. It's a bit like that. Well, I had a bit of a cooking calamity the other day. As you know, I don't really like rice that much because I find a lot of rice bland. Part of the reason why, if I have a Chinese takeaway, I tend to go for noodles. And like when we've been out for an Indian, I don't tend to order the rice because it tends to just be either boiled rice or pilau rice, which has a little bit of flavour, but I like flavour. So for me, one of the best rice dishes that I've had is jollof rice, but it is more of a dish as opposed to a side, because it does have flavour to it. Well, I decided to take the other day in the kitchen, I'd made a curry and I wanted to make my own version of pilau rice, but I decided let's make it chili rice. So I get some fresh chilies from one of the shops in town and I chop up a load of chili really, really fine. And I mix, I do it a bit like you would egg fried rice. I've done it a bit like that. And then I go, I don't know if that's going to be quite chilly enough because at the moment it's just rice with a bit of chili chucked in. So it's just bland rice. So it's not really going to have much of
Yeah.
flavour. So I then decide, you know what would be a great idea? I have got in the cupboard some extra hot chili powder, some paprika. So let's chuck that in. And then while I was at it, I then went in the fridge. I've got, and yes, I do keep my sauces in the fridge. There's going to be somebody out there that's triggered by that.
Most of them do say keep refrigerated these days. So
Yeah.
just sauces go in the fridge. Unless you want food poisoning.
Yeah, I know there's
don't.
arguments about things that should or shouldn't be in fridges. Like eggs keep out of the fridge. Americans
eggs out
keep
the
in the
fridge.
fridge. So I know there are things like
milk.
yeah, yeah, milk. Yeah.
Chicken.
So
Raw chicken. Keep it out the fridge. Well, doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, Dan.
And that's how the song goes. Kelly Clarkson, wasn't it?
And she looked like chicken, didn't she? I would say she looked like a bit of chicken breast with a wig on.
What?
I don't know. I can't remember what she looks like, to be honest. I don't know who sang that.
And that's exactly why I'm now confused. Like, what?
Is that Jeremy Clarkson's daughter? I don't know. That's any Clarkson I know.
No.
They're not related.
Not related.
Okay.
Anyway, going back to the rice, I go to the fridge and I've got a few different hot sauces. And I go, right, I'll get one of these, I'll chuck it in while it's cooking, and we'll see what happens. So I cook up this rice, and it ended up looking, when it had finished cooking, and I put it on the plate, you know when you buy sweets or something, and it's that very artificial red colour, where you look at the sweets and you go, I don't know if I should eat this or not, because I'm not sure what is in here to make it that bright red. That's the colour of my rice.
Yeah, that's never a good sign. I've had buttered chicken that's that colour sometimes, and I just don't want to touch it. Why should buttered chicken be fluorescent red?
Yeah.
Well,
this all it had in was, as I said, some chili powder, some chili sauce, and some chopped up chili. So I've chucked it on my
just
plate.
Chili. That's just
chili,
rice
basically.
with chili.
Chili and hot sauce. So I've put it on the plate. I've then put my homemade curry on top of it. I've then sat down to eat it. So I have a bit of the curry. Go, oh yeah, it's really nice. I'm liking this. And then I pick it up with a bit of rice. And I go, oh, there's a bit of bite there. And then I have a few more mouthfuls of this chili rice that I made. And I ended up, and this is very rare for me with hot food, I ended up starting to sweat. I ended up with the nose dripping. I sat there going, geez, this is hot. Whoa. And yeah, so I accidentally made one of the hottest foods.
Hottest rices.
Yeah. I never thought it was possible until I created it. So that was a bit of a calamity that I had the other day. I did eat it all, by the way, and then I ended up with a really bad stomach cramp in the evening.
And the toilet turned red. Do you know you're a good cook? You're a good cook.
I like food.
Yeah, well, it's obvious, isn't it? You like food.
Yeah,
quite obvious. But also, but you're a good cook. And I don't understand how you're still single with being that good a cook. Apart from, of course, if you don't like hot food. But talk about hot food, actually. Just funny. It's on. Oh, sorry, it's on the floor at the moment. I've got
the world's
gummy bear
hottest
challenge.
Gummy bear.
Yes, and I've kept this one for you because I had one myself. So I've got one here for you. So when I see you next, world hottest gummy for you. I did the one chip challenge that you have. They give you plastic rubber gloves with it as well. Didn't even break a sweat.
See, it's interesting you say that.
Somebody's died with that.
Like, when I've seen social media clips of the one chip challenge, a lot of people I've seen just going, yeah, that's hot. And a few people going, oh, wow, that's too hot. But the one chip challenge that I have seen where people have struggled is the salty one.
Do you know what? Right, okay. You're right about that, because when I used to go to the cinema and eat popcorn, and then you'd have your nachos. With Cineworld, where I used to go, where my daughter used to work and my friends all worked, their nachos were very salty. So you put the jalapenos with the very salty nachos, and they were so much hotter than just nachos on their own. Sorry, jalapenos
Yes.
on their own. So the salt does open up your taste buds, and you get hit by that heat, and it's
You do.
lovely.
I went to in Bedford. Unfortunately, Cineworld closed down. It was one of the
That's
branches
the
they
one.
decided to close,
Yeah,
and
that's the one I used to go to.
I went to View not that long ago to watch a movie, and like one of the things that when you used to live this way and we used to go to Cineworld together, and we used we both got the nachos. We both
Yes.
you and I would sit, and they were lovely. So I actually when I went to View, I was like, right, I'm going to get the nachos because I like them. Turns out View nachos aren't anywhere near as nice as
No,
the Cineworld nachos.
no, that's right.
Yeah,
They're not. They're just not. They don't put enough salt in them, so you don't get hit by the heat of the jalapenos.
yeah,
And I've got to
definitely
say,
not.
those jalapenos from that Five Guys burger I've just ate. Did I say Five Guys or Five Gays? What's
I
going
don't
on?
know, but
Okay, you listen
would you
back.
say yeah?
It may be a Five Gays burger. It might be a Five Guys burger. I don't know, but it was very spicy on the lips. Actually, yeah, it could be either. Really, the jalapenos were very, very hot on that.
Yeah, I do like a good jalapeno.
I saw your light lit up there. Did you start your computer up to look for Five Gays burgers to
No,
see if
what
there
it
is actually one?
was,
Okay.
I was trying to. So there was a video that I saw of, and I was trying to get the actors' names correct. So, it was Carl Urban and John Cho.
Yeah.
And there's a clip that went viral where they're being interviewed for a movie that they're in together. I can't remember what movie it was now, but they were interviewed together. And is it Star Trek they were in together?
Yes, they were. Yeah, yeah. Sulu and Dr. McCoy.
But the interviewer asked them about Five Guys because obviously they're American. They're talking about British and American food and that sort of thing. And she mentions having a Five Guys, and the two of them sit there, and they've clearly never heard of the burger chain Five Guys,
Well,
and
maybe it's just the way she said it.
and
That she often has Five Guys.
well, that's exactly how they took it, because then they start going, well, where do you have the Five Guys? And she goes, and then she then goes, yeah, sometimes I'm in my bed. It's quite nice because you can get your hand there and just it's delicious. It's great. It's a great experience. And they sit there and they don't know what to say. It's a bit like the Alison Hammond with Harrison Ford
Yeah.
interview
Gosling.
where where they don't know
Yeah.
what to say, and then eventually she then goes, yeah, the burger, what's your go-to Five Guys? That's it. It's something along the lines of what's your go-to Five Guys order, and they go, what? And then it starts this whole conversation. Then eventually she then goes, wait, do you know what Five Guys is? It's a burger restaurant. And with that, they then go, oh, and you can see the realization on their faces of she's not talking about what we thought she was talking about.
Somebody else had an interview like that. Do you ever see it? It was Dan Stevenson. Dan Stevenson, excellent Dan Stevenson. Oh. He did a film called The Guest, which was an American film. It was like an action movie. It was like a traditional 80s, sort of mystery thriller / horror stalker. And, him being a British actor ended up in this role. And he's getting interviewed on some BBC channel. And the interviewer asked, did you have to beat off many Americans to get this role?
Oh, I have seen that. Yes.
Yeah. Did you have to beat off many American men to get this role? And that was it. And he just burst out laughing. He couldn't be interviewed the rest of the interview.
My favourite is still the Elijah Wood of Do you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs? Will you wear wigs? Oh, have you not seen that video? Oh, it's brilliant.
Maybe I have, I think.
So I don't know what he's being interviewed about.
By a German, yeah.
A movie. Some sort of European in that sort of area. I think he's some form of Scandinavian. And the dude sits there and he goes, do you wear wigs? And Elijah Wood's like, no. And he goes, have you worn wigs? No. Will you have Vigs? Maybe. And then that's the point where he starts laughing. And it's now become a whole thing of Elijah Wood
Well,
and wigs.
no, in European TV, it probably was a whole show about Vigs.
Yeah,
Because
it
they have the
probably was.
weirdest TV. Whenever I'm whenever I'm in Europe and put the TV on, I wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
It's the only place. Actually, I must admit, American TV is the same. But in Europe, when you put on European TV, you realize everything is filmed in front of a live studio audience, and it's only just a chat. They're only talking about stuff, and that's all they do. And I just wish I don't know why anyone has TVs over there. It's just the shows are awful. Oh, unless of course you end up watching stuff which we would never have on our TVs, and it's just naturally on their TVs.
What, when you introduce me to John Dillermont?
It's that kind of thing. Well, we'll probably cut this bit out, right? But we were right in Amsterdam with the kids on holiday in the Netherlands because we won it in a competition. Okay, we don't just take the kids to Amsterdam. On the TV, we just flick over the TV, and it's like lights outside still. It's like before 5 o'clock, and there's this girl just putting a condom on this bloke, and it's just some educational program. It's like what are we watching here? And that was filmed in front of a live studio audience as well. Weird.
It's like Japanese game shows.
Oh yeah.
Japanese
they
game
pixelate
show.
it, but
some of them like really make me laugh. TikTok is very good for highlighting all of the weird and wonderful TV shows out there. Like some of the ones that people will sit at home and bet on. And you're watching it going,
people bet on anything.
What on earth is this that I'm watching? Like there's the German TV show where the whole premise is cutting things in half.
Okay.
So they have
like your neighbor.
No, like they'll have an apple, for example, and you've got two weighing scales. So
you have to cut it exactly in half.
You do, yeah.
Oh wow!
And that's an entire German game show on TV. Is all based around that.
I told you, Wacky Races. That was a gambling TV show. That's what it was designed for originally, which didn't work out, and I think it was stopped. But they just kept the cartoons as cartoons. But they were supposed to be segments. People could bet on which one of the Wacky Races would win. Would it be Dick Dastardly? Will it be Penelope Pitstop? I was going to say Lady Penelope Pitstop, but that's a different thing. But you would be betting every week who would be the person. It was on a TV show. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I do love Wacky Races. I've now got the PS1 Wacky Races game and 2 of the PlayStation 2 Wacky Races games.
Handy. You haven't got 3 PlayStation 3 Wacky Races games?
No. Oh, that would be quite funny, wouldn't it?
It would be, wouldn't it? And I've just realised as well, I speak too fast. I thought I just said Wacky Races. As in wacky racists. That's what in my head, that's what it sounded like. And it's like, did I just say wacky racists? I've already said 5 gays, now wacky racists. This is like perhaps the most inappropriate episode we've done so far.
Oh, it's fine. This is what's great about the Saturday ones. It's just us chatting. But the hilarious thing is as well, the way that you and I naturally are, we've started with talking about food. We've gone tangent. We're now talking about wacky races. It's great.
We were talking about racists, yeah. Do you know what?
Now,
going back to food, I got to tell you, I've ended up in hospital twice because of food. One was because I ate on my son's birthday. He was very young, but I had 2 massive pizzas. I don't know if you remember how big those pizzas used to be from Andreas's family party pizzas.
Yes, I do remember how big those are, because do you not remember the infamous movie night of you and I, where I came round your house and we're looking at... Do you not remember that?
I remember... Well, I know it wasn't that pizza I ate that I ended up in hospital, but yeah, so
yeah,
they were
we
good
were
value.
looking...
Very good value.
And to be fair, that's why we bought it, because we were looking at like the companies like Domino's, and I don't think Papa John's was in Bedford at that point, and Pizza Hut. And it was something ridiculous for a large pizza, and then we saw that, like you said, Andreas, which is a proper boss man kebab shop, had large pizzas which were cheaper than those companies. So we ordered them and then ended up with a tray pizza each. Yeah. Oh, they were the
Yeah.
days, man. Anyway, sorry, you were
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
you were sent to
Yeah.
hospital eating one of those.
I ate one of them and my gallbladder packed in. So yeah, and that's ended up in critical care for a week after eating 2 huge pizzas. But the time before that, I went into anaphylactic shock because a neighbour made hot chili sauce and not threatened me with it, challenged me to have some, and I had it, and I ended up going into anaphylactic shock. Ended up in hospital on a
Whoa.
drip because this chili sauce. I had a reaction to it. It was hot. Nobody had been able to eat it.
Jeez.
Yeah, so me and food have an interesting relationship.
Yeah.
Abusive, I would say, because I'm the one who ends up in hospital after it. But oh yeah, hot. Yeah, so well, back to hot food. That's where we started, didn't we? Hot food.
Yeah, that's where we started. We're back to hot food.
Now, here's a question for you, right? When you cut
Yeah.
chili and you forgot to wash your hands and you go to the toilet, is that a bad feeling or a good feeling?
Well,
You got bright red, Dan. You got.
um,
Is Chili Willy a good feeling or a bad feeling?
oh, it depends how much chili has ended up on the willy.
Okay. If you roll it in it, you're not gonna
Yeah.
roll it as if anyone could roll it for any reason or anyone else. If you just dip it on it,
It's a bit like that that minty shower gel
yeah,
where a little bit of it gives a pleasant tingle. Too much of it and it's just, whoa, this is horrible. No, get off. What's happening? Yeah. I think they're the exact same. Well, interestingly, I did read that capsicum, which is the chemical in chilies which gives us the hot reaction, and menthol, which is obviously mint, which we associate with cold reaction. In the human body, capsicum and menthol apparently, and this is what I've read somewhere, have the exact same reaction. However, because we're told that mint is cold and chili is hot, we see them as hot and cold. But actually, the thing that's happening in the body is the exact same reaction, apparently.
I don't believe that because nobody ever sweats after brushing their teeth, unless, well, I mean, I do. That's only because I'm just fat and out of shape. But that's why I had to get an electric toothbrush. Stop me sweating when I'm brushing my teeth. No, it don't. But you sweat when you had chili, but you don't sweat when you've had mint. But I can understand what it means. I'm sure it does stimulate the same taste buds in similar ways, but
I think that
I
might have
don't
been what I
think
read, but
that.
it's something along that sort of
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also when you dip your willy in toothpaste, it doesn't hurt.
No, it sort of tingles.
I've never done it, Dan. At least I now know not to. Thanks for you. They did tell me that.
It was something that I read somewhere. So
What? So you really haven't
no.
dipped your willy in toothpaste? You've just read it.
No, I was talking about the menthol and the capsicum. Either I've read that, either it's a thing that I remember, or it's something that I've misremembered, and I saw a thing about it and I've misremembered it. But yeah,
No, I'm sure I'm sure it's very similar because it
Yeah.
is both of them quite extreme responses, but not
Yeah.
one's definitely far more extreme than the other one.
So if you're listening to this and you're a scientist, let us know. Am I right? Am I wrong? And if I'm wrong, then explain, please. Thank you.
And if he's right, explain, please. Thank you. No, do you know what? We should just experiment. We'll come back next week, see which one tingled more. Do you know, when I've had chili in my eye, this is where I'm a bit. I don't know if I'm a bit of a masochist because I know that it doesn't do any permanent damage. If I've been cutting chili and I accidentally rub my eye, which I've done a few times. That's the one in my head, by the way. I'm looking at here. This one here,
Yeah.
right? And it starts. You get chili in your eyeball. You know it's not going to hurt. It's just a sensation. I, it's like, but it's those that endorphin, as I'd say, having the chili, having that reaction, having that heat, but no, it's going to go away and you're going to be fine. It's not really a heat; it's just a sensation. You're in agony, but you know it's just going to die away, and then you feel high afterwards. That's the wonderful thing about chili. It's a legal high.
I suppose for me, I get that when I eat it. I guess because I always feel good after eating. Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't feel good after accidentally getting a bit in my eye. I end up sitting there feeling pain.
Yeah, but it's good pain, isn't it?
Is there such a thing? Well, I was about
to
say,
some people would say
is there
that's too
such a
much.
thing as a good pain? But there are websites out there that suggest that people do have pleasure in pain type things. Yeah.
Yeah. Chili. That's as far as I go. Chili. Would be one of those people who nailed their scrotum to a plank of wood. Now that's weird.
Going back to telly programs.
That wasn't it? Don't you remember that? That was Noel's house party, if I remember rightly. They just used to nail the scrotums to planks of wood in Noel's house party. That's why Noel Edmonds isn't on TV anymore. It was one of his challenges.
Well, I was thinking more of Balls of Steel and that other one that was also on Channel 4.
Banzai.
Well, Banzai was the betting one, but the Pain Men that were on Balls of Steel.
Oh, okay.
They were in another TV show where they basically did the same thing, but it's also along that same line of it's the same era as Jackass, isn't it? On MTV over in America, but where that was definitely a thing that happened. Right. Anyway, going back on track.
I don't know. Is there a track for this one? I've lost track of our track.
Yeah. Well, if we've lost track of things, then let's cut to something.
I was thinking about food. I've got a whole plate of food next to me, and it's just like I'm just looking at it.
Yeah. So now we've cut back from that. Yeah.
You know, talk about food. When we were in America. My mum took us to America just before she died. Great. It was a holiday of a lifetime for her. It was me, my son, and her. First of all, the U.S. Customs, almost immigrations, didn't want to let me take my boy into America because his mum wasn't there. It's like, no, we were on holiday with his nan, and his mum, his dad, and that's him. But they almost like, where's the mum? Are you kidnapping this child? It's, no. You had to get Sam to say, no, we're not being kidnapped. We're on holiday with nan. But the great thing is, we went. He's really quiet. He was very quiet back then because it's like 7-8 years ago. We went to an Arby's in the middle of the desert. We were just driving because Mum wanted to stay gambling. You know, she was gambling in the casino in Vegas. We wanted to go out and see things, so we drove to the Hoover Dam, and on the way we stopped at this Arby's in the middle of nowhere. This girl just heard Sam speak, and she was in love. The girl who was serving behind the counter, she was in love, and she just stood there and started talking to him about Doctor Who.
Nice.
It was the best thing in the world that she'd ever seen, and he's English, and Doctor Who's English, and she wouldn't let him go. I think she would have married him if she could have done, but he was too young at that point.
Yeah,
but that was quite funny. You know, Americans. Yeah, they're lovely people, but I don't know why they think we're brighter just because we speak like English ways.
Because our children managed to finish their education.
Mine didn't.
Yeah,
you don't have any.
I don't have
so
any.
That's a completely false statement there, Dan. You lied. We lie more convincingly because we say it in a posh English accent.
Yes.
Yeah. I went to work worked in America for a few weeks years ago before I got sick. And it was great because for some reason they just thought we were so clever. There's a law firm I work for. These, you know, they tried to get me to go move over there, but then I got sick and then couldn't move over there. But it was just like, I'm not any brighter just because do you know, the funny thing was back then it was just after September the 11th, and it was the security to get through was ridiculous. And give you some advice: if there's ever a major terrorist attack in America, don't make jokes at the airport. I found that out. I ended up getting searched like 5 times before I even got off the I got at the airport. I got off the plane before I got to the airport. My shoes on the way back. I just kept my shoes off. They kept looking for bombs constantly. I was just excited. I'd never been to America before. It was just I kept getting pulled over and taken into rooms to get searched. I'm just excited. Okay.
You see, this is why you and I get on so well, because both of us have this ability of making very inappropriate jokes at the wrong moment.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. That's
all the time.
Yeah. Like I cut it out of an episode recently where we were talking to a guest, and I brought something up where I had made a very inappropriate joke in a place I shouldn't have done.
Oh.
And was telling them this story, and the reason why I cut it is that they then make a very deep comment about it, and it makes me look like an absolute a-hole.
See, I don't really worry about that because I kind of forget what I said instantly. Yeah, unless someone's laughing and I listen to it back on a podcast and Dan just laughed for like an hour and a half. I must have said something inappropriate then.
Yeah. Well, you see, for these episodes off the case, I'm very much I will edit it, and I will make sure that anything that is a bit too far for us, or our listeners.
Is there much that's too far?
Well,
as the editor,
I think for us, behind the scenes, when it's just you and I think we just push it and push it and push it, and I don't think either of us have found a limit yet. But for the podcast and with regards to our lovely listeners, we've both agreed in the past that we don't really genuinely want to offend that many people, or not
I
offend.
I think you said that.
Upset.
I didn't really say that.
Well, I think it's more the fact we don't want to upset people. We want people to enjoy the content, not come away sad and annoyed. So I do sort of cut things that are a bit that I feel are too far. The sort of thing where...
Do you mean when I go on one of my rants? That seems to be it, isn't it? It's when I go on one of my rants about politics. And I shouldn't, because we shouldn't talk politics on this show. We shouldn't talk politics until we can come to a time where we can talk to people about politics of a different political belief and still be friends. But I think we're a long way of that. You know, there was what it was like years ago, where we could talk about things, we'd have the disagreements, but we'd still be friends. But people don't like that anymore.
No,
we don't. There's a lot of people who get very touchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what we should do is just get 2 actual politicians who are very different and just sit and just let them battle it out and see which one's the best.
And paedophiles. We don't want to talk too much about paedophiles.
Yeah. Okay. But with regards to editing. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, so
that's not a laughing matter, Dad. We mustn't laugh about paedophiles.
No,
let's get 2 paedophiles to battle it out with the politicians, see which one's worse.
No, the thing that made me laugh, it was when we listen back to the episodes, right? Yeah. There are things when I've just got the giggles, and that was one of those things where the moment I sort of was like, right, this is going to be one of those moments that makes me laugh when I listen to it, of me just being, right, we're getting back to the point. After saying this, and it always makes me laugh whenever I listen to an episode back. And what happened is my brain was about 5 footsteps ahead of my mouth. So my mouth spoke, my brain had already got to the punchline and started laughing. Well, it's not really a punchline, but my brain had already got to the bit, and I'm there. That's what happened there. And now I've completely forgotten what I was going to say.
We're not going to talk about politics or paedophiles.
Yeah, before
We don't want to upset anybody. We don't want to upset listeners.
Yeah, editing. So, going back to editing, with regards to our Wednesday episodes, because we've got editor Dave who does those for us, he actually tries to keep it so anything that's too extreme gets removed, and anything where we've gone too off tangent that gets removed. But I do also get a note saying this has been taken out, just in case I want to then use it for a bit to chuck in a Saturday show somewhere. So yeah, I don't envy him at all, really. And in some ways, I'm glad that editor Dave is now here, because the Wednesday ones are, well, they're great to edit. I love editing them because I love listening back to all the stories and going through and going, actually, no, we've got a bit too boring there. Let's cut it out. But these Saturday ones, the challenge with...
Sorry, I just want to praise you on that, because quite often we've recorded an episode and I'm thinking, we can't really use that. Then I listen to what you've edited and it's really good. Yeah. I've enjoyed it.
As I said, the Wednesday ones, Dave, that's what Dave does. He's really good at that. But the Saturdays, the thing that I find challenging with the Saturday is, because when we get chatting naturally, like today's episode, as people have discovered, we go off on so many tangents that we end up with a really random Saturday episode. And I just go, right, this is all great. And then the problem that I then have is, where do I chuck in an extra bit? Like if we've had an outcut from something, where do I put that in, and that sort of thing? And yeah, these ones do make me laugh.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you should put something in every time somebody mentions paedophile.
Oh,
then it can do a hard cut to another segment whilst you're trying to edit out the other thing I've said. We don't want to upset the listeners.
Yeah, unless it's funny.
Or the guests. That's it. We have had guests who've requested we don't ever play what we've interviewed with them. We're not going to tell you who, but there's been at least a dozen so far that we would have recorded. We would have put online, but yeah. We've been asked not to put them up.
Yeah, and to be fair, just because he's the king, I don't understand why we couldn't use that episode. And I don't care that we could have been prosecuted because of the information we got out of him and some of the things we said to him. Look, it's not, I
mean, everyone's had a threesome.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has.
just normally with humans, though.
Oh,
that's going as well, isn't it? That's getting cut out too. Don't upset the royalists.
Right. I think let's draw today to a close. So, thank you for listening to this very mad episode of Off the Case. Where,
Well, I hope you got something of value from it.
Even if what? Well, hopefully it's just some laughter.
You probably learned new things about our king. Which when because Dan's cut it out, you won't know what we talked about.
Oh dear.
This is what I should mention all the things I know you're going to trim out at this point, where we can't cut it out to the farewell.
You see, that's why I've got a couple of dry outros that I could potentially use, you see. Just for that reason.
Yeah, I do apologise, Dan. Sometimes it is just really fun to think how hard this episode is going to get to be.
It's great. Basically, what I've done is, you know how like the AI voices and things work on the telephones. What I've done, I've now got a database of you saying every single phoneme, and I can now cut it together. So I can then be like, yeah, it's great.
It's only a matter of time before you replace me completely, isn't it? We would sit here, we would record for 3 hours, and then I listen back to the episode, and the whole thing is just what you've just typed up as.
Yeah, that's why you
show.
don't. That's why you don't remember the things that you've said because it's
That's
all
why
this.
I think they're so good.
Oh, anyway, thank you for listening to this episode of Boo Foons Off the Case. It's been a bit of a mad one. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it, had some laughs, and joined us on the way. As always, do look at our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, any social media platform, whichever social media platform you're on. Do look, like, comment, share.
Yep, and I was going to say, if you join our Discord, you can find out if the mint and chili experiment works. Which one is more tingly than the other?
Yeah, and if we forget to post it there, then because you've joined the Discord, you can then remind us, and we'll tell you. Yeah,
we'll even post pictures.
If you are feeling very generous, which I don't know why you would be at this point, do look at our Patreon page and consider, giving us some help there to keep this podcast going, or vice versa. Give us a huge amount, and we'll just stop with the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, drop us a review as well if you can. Yeah, but maybe not of this episode, of a better one.
This one's definitely being filed under the comedy section, isn't it?
Yeah. Or mistakes section. Is there one?
Well, be back Wednesday for a mystery, and be back next Saturday for some more ridiculous antics that you find here on Boo Foons Off the Case. Bye.
Bye.
Boo Foons, mystery investigators.
Off the case.